Good morning. I'm going to be showing you 5 ways that this particular story shows you of investing and drives personal wealth, and then I'm going to give you some example of what we just recently did late last year for a client who purchased a property, and I'll show you his profits on that. So first, let's look at this story because it really derives of what my belief is in real estate. I mean, you have to have appreciation. This is a critical thing, and that's created by location of your property. I see a lot of people out there selling stuff dirt cheap that have no appreciation. I just got rid of about 5 or 6 properties for a client that he lost massive amounts of money because there was no appreciation in that area. But if you buy in the right area, it can really um, create appreciation, and you should have equity in it too when you buy. So there's appreciation would be what it's grown per year, and equity would be what the difference between what you purchase it for and what it's actually worth after you're finished with some of the rehab. So this is really, and I'll show you an example of that here shortly of exactly how we did that for a client recently, and I have the numbers too. It's unbelievable. Cash flow is another thing. It's buying in real estate assets, the cash. And by the way, this is from Forbes.com. I want to say that it's good. It's a great article. Number one benefit to any real estate investor, besides the fact that they can create equity in their investment, is having tenants to cover hard costs. So if you have a mortgage or insurance or whatever, it'll cover that plus some. Then you'll still have money. But the key that they also didn't point out in here that I think is important is that if you have a good area, good house, solid house, you're going to keep your tenants. I mean, you got to get quality tenants, and that's an A/B tenant. That's somebody that got a great blue collar job or a white collar job that they work at home or on computers, or we've during this coronavirus thing we've seen zero. We had one particular guy who unfortunately had his business shut down because of the corona and got behind on his payments out of 80 houses, but that's the only one, and he's caught up already. So his business got opened up again, and he's back to flush, and he's lived there for 2 years. So excellent tenant. So cash flow is huge, but it has to be consistent too. And if you don't have a good property that they're going to pay, then it's not going to happen. And all using the correct property managers, there's all kinds of stuff that you have to know there. But understand that it's important for it to be an A/B tenant in order for you to get cash flow, so you don't have those turn on tenants. Tax benefits, it's there. I won't go into that. Talk to your CPA. Leverage, again, that's based on the mortgage and how much if you're gonna get a borrow. But most of my people are cash, or they get money from their IRAs. And then deferrable tax gains, so you can do a 1031 exchange if you want. I mean, get with your tax person on that. And that basically makes it a tax-free thing if you buy, another house at a certain period of time. If you want to do that to build your wealth tax-free. So some people just sell them and pay their taxes, but I don't know your situation, so I can't really tell you what to do there. But what I can tell you is you want to get appreciation, you want to have cash flow, and you want to make sure you have equity going in. If you become a millionaire or even a billionaire, I believe the smartest way to achieve it is through the laser focus on asset class. And unlike the extremely cyclical natural nature of the stock market, low interest bearing savings accounts, and other avenues, real estate is able to provide a uniquely safe investment that will not only weather market volatility, which you can tell now prices are up, during this time, but that historically speaking has significantly increased in value every decade. Let's discuss further. So that's really good. But I want to show you an example of a house that we purchased in 18, and it was a rental, and this rented out for $1,300 a month. So that was in 7/20 of 18. We closed it, and he had 11 months of payments on that for rent. Which if you take this was a cash deal. So if you take the cash, insurance, if you take the insurance, taxes, and property management out, because he didn't really have any repairs during that time because everything was done. His net profit every month on this one, and by the 11 months that he had it, was $9,614. Now, as you can see, he purchased that property for $82,500. So there was $10,000 worth of fix up there. So he had approximately $92,500 net cost into this property. And so he had a situation, he needed some cash. It wasn't because of us, it was because of a situation he had where he was at. It was a personal issue. So he called us and we sold it. And here's the information on that. So this is 11/27/19 on this one. So he sold it for $121,000. So I put 11 months in there. He got a lot. I think he had more than that on payments, but just make it simple for me. So 121,000. So if you take the 121,000 and you add the 9,614 profit that he made on his rent, then you would have a total of 130,000. Let me see, 121. Right, plus 9614. You'd have a total of $130,614 was his gross take on that. And if you take the 92,500 off that he has into the property, that would give him a net of $38,114. That's less than a year. Well, it's about a year, but it isn't very long. If you look here, 7/20 of 18 is when we closed it because we had to do rehab and everything, and then we closed it on 11/27 of 19 in 60 days. This one was 25 days. So we got that one done, and he kept it for less than a year, but it was a place where there was equity, appreciation, and great cash flow. Strongsville's an excellent area. And he netted $38,114. So that's the key, and that's how you make personal wealth out of real estate, is buying the right real estate, and that's why I'm here. So we buy hundreds of homes, and if you really want to get into the real estate investing and want to focus on creating wealth and cash flow, call me. I'm Brett. I've been doing it since 1985. I'm with EXP Realty, 216-703-5740. 216-703-5740. Thanks. Talk to you soon.